little 60 piece. That's only the neck though.
Last night a bitch nigga shot a real nigga, but we don't make no diss records, we just deal with it. Plus I be going through a lot, I never talk about it, and they using nigga songs in court, so I can't talk about it. Rap niggas think I'm dumb, like I don't see the play. I let them think they got the ups, then get them out the way. On FaceTime, my brother telling me he shot my mama, telling me to chill, but I know he seen that nigga face. But that's enough about that part. Talking about respect, well it's a must about that part. Playing with my money, well then it's up about that part. Cause when it's time to play ball, don't give a fuck about that part. They know I'm that nigga when they see me. Her man crush been a hater and her little brother won't beat me. Her friend been on my dick since I was passing out CDs. Her baby daddy a mark and her boyfriend probably a weenie. 3,300 on my book bag. Let some niggas in the past, but I don't look back. Shit kinda different, I ain't the man that I was. I seen death in too many forms and I ain't never really shook that. Don't let them rock you to sleep, true colors better believe them. I know that God got me, but I be riding with my reaper. Praying with my kids and even then I got my heater. And I be stepping so hard, it's hoes in $1,000 sneakers. Take your bitch when I meet her and you ain't seen her in about 3 days. Knew I was a threat, I passed that stick like a relay. Spin it back to back, it's like a motherfucking replay. Turn your son into a bitch when I shoot, I think I'm D-Wade. Told him I'm a savage, if I want it, I'ma have it. Playing with my lettuce, cook your head like a cabbage. Tell them that I'm rich and I'm solid, that's the advantage. Bitch, bad kids, fresh little nigga, you can't stand it. Tell them big checks, yardsticks, not a ruler. All I smoke is ops and I don't never smoke a hookah. Looking for a blessing that's worth it, Jesus and Judas. Tell them niggas game 6, my whole team full of shooters. I slide on a nigga like a motherfucking flip-flop. Pressure on your homie and I promise he a flip-flop. Talking that wooty-woo, something. I know the police listen, so I ain't really saying nothing. I know these niggas envy, they can't manage how they feel. Jealousy's for bitches, you niggas pussy for real. A nigga get the drop and he happen to shoot. First we heal up and get back, we ain't going on the shirt, I swear to God, nigga.
That wooty-woo, something. I know the police listening, so I ain't saying nothing. Talking that wooty-woo, something. Nigga, cock back and aim and leave you bleeding where you running, swear to God, nigga.
What's the deal, y'all? Rich Trapper tapping in TNN Trap News Network. Back in the same, like cracking the same here at TNN Trap News Network. It's like getting news you can use, I get knowledge you ain't finna get nobody's college, big dog. Tap in with the tap in and make sure you are in fact tapped in with that good tap in with everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. It's that news you can use. It's that knowledge you ain't finna get nobody's college, big dog. Hit the like, hit the comment, hit the get subscribe button. Everything we got going on, man. It's early in the morning and I'm giving y'all that good news you can use. That good knowledge you ain't finna get nobody's college. But make sure you hit the like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, hit all. Stay tapped in. And if you would like to be a part of this Rich Trapper Mafia, we would love to have you a part of this Rich Trapper Mafia. Like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you hit the good subscribe button, notification bell, here all. Stay tapped in for the latest and the greatest of what we have going on here at TNN. We would love to have you a part of this team. If you feel like you'll be a part of this Rich Trapper Mafia, let us know something. TRAPNEWS Trap News Network. It's a potentially paid opportunity. We love to have you. Let's get into this content though. Lush continues his obsession with Rich Trapper and it's becoming a little uncomfortable for everybody involved now. We would love to see Lush do a little bit better with life. Let's jump into this content. Now, Lush is showing his obsession in a major way. When I say in a major way, to be in Rich Trapper's comments after a week, and I say a week of getting all on his knees and putting his nose on Rich Trapper's belly button, at this point is just pathetic and embarrassing. We should feel terrible for Lush because he's on a downward spiral. First, it was Flacco talking about Rich Trapper for 35 minutes on No Jumper, going crazy. That was Monday. Or maybe it was Tuesday, don't let me lie, one of the days this week. And then Lush cosplays as a Mexican Sereno gang leader, super disrespecting the Serenos, super disrespecting the Sir 13, and super, not even thinking about it, disrespecting La M by saying in Spanish, he's putting a wheeler on the streets to put a green light on someone. As a white man, how do you feel like you have the authority to put a Mexican Mafia S13 style hit, Sir 13, style hit on somebody in the streets based off podcast drama? So you mean to tell me that the entirety of the Sereno car will go to war for Lush? The fact that Lush thinks that his white privilege entitles him to even say things like that is incredible. Yeah, and then you have him now. Well, let's never forget too, when the comment was made in the super chat of, well, Rich Trapper's ready to go, he'll pull up there right now. Lush was visibly afraid, and he made it clear that he, didn't want any kind of physical parts of Rich Trapper. But here we are. Despite the fact, we are tapping on a clear obsession because now this guy's in Rich Trapper's comments. But it doesn't stop there. Listen to this clip from No Jumper where Rich Trapper again for the 6th week in a row has been brought up on No Jumper. Let's go back into this.
The reason why the group chat thing.
Yeah, why would you rehash it in the chat this morning? Like, why did you want to do it?
Because it was being discussed. You had like it was literally being discussed, and I was like,
just say sorry to Josh, fool.
For what?
You try to
split him up, fool. Come on, it's your fault.
It sounds so Lush,
bro. He knows.
It sounds like you try to throw him under the bus when this was your idea for a while.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is exactly the opposite of what's true. This is literally
he's a stand-up guy, fool. Because look, he's trying to pay Sharp's
on
back.
the podcast, Lush. You was telling suspect, yo, you should do it. So I'm saying it was on your mind as if it was a good idea for a while.
Hey, you know what? Here, I'm gonna pass you my phone.
Okay.
And you're gonna look through these 6 pictures.
Don't scroll to the left.
Oh yeah, you're gonna see it.
That's in the group chat, and then you tell me.
You're gonna see Sharp with a torso.
Yeah, that's what I got. I got Sharp making love to her torso on my phone. But by the way,
I'm gonna get a torso. Throw that torso.
Hey, it wasn't Brandon that snitch on Almighty Suspect. I know who did though.
Who?
I do want to talk about that. Is that one of the subjects that we got up there?
Yeah, Rich Trapper.
What?
Hold on.
Yeah.
I don't even like that.
Man, and there you have it. They're not even speaking about Rich Trapper, yet his name comes up again. No reason, no anything, just Rich Trapper. Why? They're not even talking about Rich Trapper, but the obsession with Lush is just incredible. Like, Rich Trapper this, Rich Trapper that. Why is Rich Trapper even a subject matter for the 3rd day? Every day this week, you guys have brought up No Jumper. And then you have the tall, skinny guy who got ran out of Long Beach, who just was allowed to come back yesterday. He doesn't like Rich Trapper, but if you know what? If I had my big homie escorted out the mall, being disrespected by one man holding a children's place bag and a camera, I probably wouldn't like Rich Trapper neither. You know what? I'm feeling like Trap Shiesty. Roll the clip from 2000, let's say between 2014, 2016, of the tall, skinny guy's big homie being escorted out the mall by Rich Trapper. Let's roll that clip. You a buster. Niggas named Josh Compton's is busters. Yeah, all right. That's out of here, nigga. Get out of my mall, nigga. Nothing, my nigga. Oh, y'all don't know that his homie got ran out the mall? The year was 2014? 15? Let's say between 14 and 16. And yeah, that tall, skinny guy who was not allowed to be around his homies because maybe he snitched or he didn't look out, so he couldn't come around, and he's just now able to come back around. So yeah, to give you guys a quick little backstory on that, you know, back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. We all did what we used to do. And his homies packed me out. I went back and I whooped on them. When I went back and I whooped on them, they stabbed me in my face. So I sat back, I healed up, and I spun back again, and they called the police on me, and I went to jail for that. So they packed me out. I chilled out, started catching them one by one. They pulled a knife on me again, and I've been packed out like 5 times. So I'm way more than that, but let's just, for argument's sake, they packed me out again. But in the pack out, yeah, I used to go to fights knowing that I was going to get packed out and go into them anyway. Not the smartest thing to do. I wouldn't advise it, but I was younger. Ego, not tripping. As long as I don't hit the ground, I was fine. So I was getting the due diligence. Boy, I was doing my Dougie. I'm getting packed out for the 2nd time. Remember, they packed me out once. I started catching them one by one. I called them in a group again and ran up on the group. They packed me out again and stabbed me in the face. I still stayed on my feet, and I still ended up doing something to somebody that we ain't gonna talk about because I never got charged with that. Then they snitched on me. So when I got out, I started catching them again one by one. But that dude right there, that's the tall, skinny one's big homie. Maybe not no more, but for sure at that time, that was his big homie. Don't let him not claim his big homie. That was his big homie. And that's his big homie getting escorted out. But at that time, the tall, skinny one wasn't allowed in Long Beach. And him and his big homie was doing ecstasy together with a whole bunch of men with no shirts. And that's how they live their lives. But that's their business. We're not going to talk about that. That's that. But the video don't lie. That video, you could tell was off a sidekick or anything like that, whatever it was, grainy footage. You could tell that that's from 2014. I've been a problem. I'm just chilling out, living my life in a much better way. But you could get ran out the mall while I'm holding a children's place bag and a cell phone, big dog. The proof is in the pudding. Walk your velour shirt right up out of there. But that's the tall, skinny one's big homie. That's why he doesn't like Rich Trapper. So yeah. But back to the footage, back to the content. Don't worry about it. Either way it goes, Lush is being extremely nose and belly button right now. There's no reason to bring up Rich Trapper. There's no reason to continue this. Obviously, you want Rich Trapper to be famous, this clout train, because it seems like if you look at the clicks and the ticks of No Jumper, the only thing that's made some money this week is Rich Trapper. Let me show you guys this real quick. So with that being said, it looks like Rich Trapper is making a pretty good splash at No Jumper without ever having to jump in the pool. All thanks to these guys' obsession, and they just can't take their noses out of this guy's belly button. And it seems like Rich Trapper's busy shopping at Children's Place, minding his own business, and keeping our community and our streets safe from unwanted thieveries and larceners out of our community. Because I love that community service Rich Trapper doing of walking that gentleman out of the mall because he just wasn't welcome in our community. But let's continue to go about this content.
Respect. I know who did though.
Who?
I do want to talk about that. Is that one of the subjects that we got up there?
Yeah, Rich Trapper.
What?
Oh no.
Yeah.
I don't even like that boy. He's a weirdo. But do we got that as a subject of it? Is. All right, let's keep that for number 2. But let's
No, but before we get there, I want because
He wants to clear this up.
Yeah. Because all this
Just say sorry to him, fool.
bro, you say sorry to me, mother.
What do you think, fool?
I'll be real. If I didn't have the knowledge of me literally sitting here and having Lush act suspect this a week prior, then this would probably make sense. But bro, like you was literally asking a nigga, like days before this.
Everyone was on board with it.
Yes, yeah, everyone was on board.
Yeah.
There's no but let's keep it a stack. Let's keep it a stack. I am on camera talent. I am not a producer.
Don't put that card, Lush. Don't put that card, Lush.
Hey, I got a ruler and I got knee pads for all of y'all. Line up.
Because our own interviews.
What does that mean?
Whoa.
What does that
I know what it
mean?
means.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
I'm just saying, anybody that disagrees, you
Whoa.
feel me, can get
Because
the
the
Johnson.
on-air talent
Don't me like that.
did go out of his way to plan a debate with Brandon and set it up and get it in like on the calendar. So you are on-air talent, but you also set up plays.
I am on-air talent. I have basically.
You set up the debate with Brandon.
I would look. I have.
Come on, Lush.
People, listen.
lie,
No.
Lush.
They said that Flacco was the one saying, "Don't make it happen."
What I'm not gonna do is lie.
Shit.
But so I have influence over here. Yes, I'm a respected member of the staff. They will listen to what I say, but they.
That's different though, Lush.
Exactly. No. No, go ahead, Josh. What? Speak your mind, brother.
For the Tuesday show?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, speak your mind.
Uh-oh.
I think that we very recently had a whole conversation about how you cannot schedule things on your own and that you need to check in with here because the last times you have scheduled things, they've ended up in controversy.
Don DeMarco.
Because you told nobody.
But wait, pause though.
That's an air horn.
But that just means, just tell us beforehand.
No.
And there you have Oshkosh Bajosh. Gotta love Oshkosh Bajosh. Got a lot of love for Oshkosh Bajosh. I like Oshkosh Bajosh. And I like Remo. I do. But there you have Oshkosh Bajosh making it extremely clear. Josh, I ain't shooting on you, bro. I think you cool. I got love for you, Josh. I'm just giving you a nickname. Don't be mad. I'm just giving you a nickname. Oshkosh Bajosh. I think that's a cool name. Long story short, though, that nigga Lush made abundantly clear, Josh made abundantly clear to Lush, hey, you have no rank. You have no 1-2 step. When you try to do things on your own, they fail miserably. So just don't. And lately, it seems like Josh is getting sick of all the flu, flambery, skullduggery, and larceny in the games at No Jumper. But let's keep going. Let's see what they're talking about.
That's an air horn.
But that just means, just tell us beforehand.
No. Look. I know that our audience is intelligent enough to see what's going on, despite this attempted railroading. BBL Uno, the mayor of MacArthur Park, white brick baby, is not going for this. You feel
white
me?
brick crashes out. You don't.
It's this level of
You break it
delusion
down.
that actually makes it entertaining.
No, but here's the thing. Check game. Literally, he said, I ain't got jug like that. I ain't got action. He
No,
literally
just everybody though.
right. So what I'm able to do is make a suggestion. People
No, Nick, no, Lush. Again, no, Lush. And here's how it works, okay? I look at the calendar. I see, oh, hold on. 2 p.m. on this day is unoccupied. Hey, Laura, I'm trying to interview this person at 2 p.m. Is 2 p.m. still free? Yeah, sure. Okay, they put
you
it
got more
on calendar.
than me because
No, you can do the same thing though.
No, I don't have access to the schedule. I have to be like, hey,
Why not?
Because I'm not as higher up on the food chain as you are.
You
Yes,
just
because I got fired for a year, dickhead. Remember?
They actually added back. Like what the hell? Yeah.
So check game.
You got fired twice too, by the way.
No, 1.5.
All right,
Because I didn't get fired.
We'll take that to half. We'll take that.
1.25.
You got
Suspended.
I got suspended. That was inspiring.
Yeah,
And ever since then, I've been like the most cracking fool over here. But besides Flacco. But
I don't know, dog.
But with that being said, Flacco, it's more. I can't just look at the schedule. I don't have. I have to hit up them and ask for what's available, and it's a more. There's more bureaucracy for me than it is for you. I can't just
wait, Lush. But like again, from my perspective, that's the easiest fix ever. Hey, can y'all add my email to the calendar?
Yeah.
And it's not like
obviously.
Let's just say it right now.
Right?
Who set up the Suspect and Brandon show?
Yeah, who did, fool?
Lush asked.
Oh, he's
and they
looking
agreed.
at.
Hold on. Why are you looking that way?
No, I'm
Hey,
saying
fool.
though.
He's
Lush
telling right there with his looks.
Wait, no. Again, Lush is correct in the sense of I don't have 100% dictator power. Okay, cool.
But he brought it up.
But he brought it up.
He
influenced it.
Listen, but I didn't. But what I brought up was this gangland and check game because
You're going crazy on me. Oh, gangland. Go ahead, brother.
Tayford, listen, brother. All right.
Oh, God, don't get at me like that. That's how you gonna do me.
Listen, no, you know I love you. You're my brother.
We brothers, but
yes, you
Tay
are
a third. But go ahead.
I can't call you Tayford, bro.
No, nigga, that sound like one of my neighbors.
I like
Nah,
Tayford.
he's white.
Dissing. Nah,
That's
them that
dissing.
dissing. I'll be real, bro. Them
he's
dissing.
dissing.
What's going on, Lush? I thought we
why you
was
touching?
fine.
Why you crashing
Tay
down?
a third.
Just call me Tay, fool.
Tay.
Just call me
Tay.
Tay.
All right.
Okay,
All right.
let's stay on subject though.
Respectfully.
Let's stay on subject.
So, anyways, no.
No, stay on subject.
He's on scared now.
No.
Come on, it's your nut tag.
So here's the thing. When I suggested this, Brandon first brought it up. He said, here's what we got to do. We got to do me with LBC Messiah and Faraway versus you and Almighty Suspects. And I was like, great idea. Walked off the pod. Told the powers that be.
So you asked.
So I asked.
So you brought it up.
Okay.
But my suggestion was this, because I honestly, in the bottom of my soul, believe, and I'm pretty sure you guys will coincide with this, that if Viral Way and LBC Messiah was there, would have been a different dynamic, and this never would have happened.
It would have been a different. It definitely would have been. But
Wait,
that's
huh?
not. That's not. No, it would have.
No, listen,
I think it
bro.
would have been different. I think Suspect would have respected them.
No, wait.
Regardless,
Wait,
it would have been a different dynamic.
Wait, no. Again,
And Rich Trapper, we know you're a snitch. We're
them
going to talk
and
about
Suspect
Oh,
is cool.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. He would have respected
Hey,
them being right there.
He would have respected them, yes, but I don't feel like Suspect would have.
No, I think Suspect.
And it's incredible how the subject matter continues to go back to Rich Trapper when Rich Trapper has nothing to do with the topic. And you even have Lush disrespecting the tall, skinny guy because he doesn't respect him as any valid of anything. It's a very interesting and a very obsessive way of looking at the situation. It's a very stalkerish kind of way of looking at it. And, you know, it seems like Jala has learned his lesson from earlier this week where he gave Rich Trapper 20 minutes. So he's doing everything in his sweaty, pathetic, stinky power not to engage in all this, but it's killing him, man. It's killing him. He really wants to engage. But with that all being said, we're looking at the situation in totality. We're looking at the level of obsession that Lush, who's calling himself the mayor of MacArthur Park, considering how there's a very prominent Mexican street gang that runs MacArthur Park, I wonder how they would feel about Lush being considered their mayor, if they respect him as such. But with that being said, man, let's kind of take it back to this last round the corner of this content and finish out this glaze fest of Rich Trapper.
Oh,
That wouldn't happen.
no, I think
that's
the
his
first
thing.
He came to crash, though.
I think the first time Suspect called him a Viral Way or Messiah would have been like, hold on, bro.
No, that's not their business though.
Yeah.
Those is grown ass men. You
Right.
were, bro.
But however-
Actually,
however
I was just talking to him about it. And they got on Brandon about that.
Yeah,
bro,
yeah.
you a grown ass man. Handle your.
Yeah.
So with him
It
calling
would've been a
them,
different
but listen,
dynamic.
Suspect came to crash that day, bro. Nobody was gonna be here was gonna stop
But
it.
even
you're
look,
not.
but listen, that didn't happen. That's not reality. The reality is, let's stay on subject.
Yeah.
You brought it up. They respected your honors,
No,
and the went down.
No, they
So it's
did,
his fault.
No,
It's your fault.
Yeah, it's your fault, fool.
Listen, you guys are tweaking because it's literally the opposite of what happened.
So it's
This
not
is
Josh's fault.
This is not.
And we have to
It's-
move on soon, by the way, because
You know,
we
you
get
know,
out of this.
on the
it's
show,
everybody besides my fault. I made the suggestion.
Wow.
Oh, Josh, like
It's
that.
everybody besides my fault, but I'm the one that suggested it.
I made the suggestion, but then my suggestion wasn't listened to. There was other people encouraging this thing, and I said, and then we're like, hey, as long as there's security, and then so if that's my fault for initially,
yes, it's your
yes,
fault.
it is.
so is it Brandon's fault then? Because Brandon originally
He's not a no jumper employee.
Yes, he is.
No,
Yes, he is.
Bro, he's your
Yes,
employee now.
no.
Yeah, I like the way that
He's not.
sounds.
Oh,
No,
this-
Like,
Whoa.
Listen, bro. Like at that time, I think he did what, like the Tuesday show a couple of times. He
I
did
seen
like the
him-
news,
myself, I seen him like
but
3 or 4 times.
yeah, right. But he was not a no jumper employee. You were the employee who they were saying, "Yo,
he is technically on the same status of employment as me.
no, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Well, damn, that's
He-
bad.
he- he
Get your
don't
rates
check.
up.
I just work more than him.
He don't get a check."
You feel bad, fool?
You sure about that?
Hey, listen.
Hey, man,
Well,
we're not
yeah.
getting into that. Let's
How
start,
sure about that are you?
let's start to the subject, man. Let's get to the subject.
and he,
No.
Yeah, let's get to the subject.
How sure are you that he doesn't get a check?
And he called me like last week.
Okay, so you want to bet my YouTube check against yours this month?
Oh.
If it's a, wait, pause.
That makes sense.
As recent as last wait, pause. As recent as last
Because
wait,
he's that
pause.
confident.
No, wait, pause. As recent as last week, he wasn't getting a check. So if it's now happening, then cool. But at the time of y'all scheduling that shit,
That's true.
he
You're
was
right
not getting a
about
check.
that. You're right about that.
So then what? So then how does that take away from him?
Well,
from him not being an employee?
Because like being employed by No Jumper is an ambiguous thing because most of us are technically independent contractors.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Man, that's crazy.
There's very few. I'm not trying to say too much, but
You might be saying too much right now.
I know, right?
You trying to you know, you can move up.
Brandon works here.
I think a safer way to say all of this, Lush, is platform.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. There you go. Platform. Thank you. With that being said, Brandon asked for it. I agreed.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
the
Okay,
powers
man.
that be facilitated. it.
Okay, man.
And now you have Lush putting out what people make or don't make at the No Jumper building into the atmosphere of our group chats, our Reddits, our Discords. Oh boy, Lush. Lushington. You got to do better, big dog. I'm sure Adam22 is not happy about this because why would he be happy about this? Adam doesn't like when people talk about the financial structure of No Jumper, who makes what and who gets paid what, because everybody doesn't know that everyone gets paid. And when those things start coming about, they create problems in the office space. And that's a big thing in a normal company because even if we all worked at Foot Locker, what the manager make versus the new hire is no one's business but the person who's signing the checks and the people receiving the checks. So with that being said, man, red dot to the left, y'all know the rest, and it's free. I've been waiting until he's free. We gone.
Yeah, nigga, whenever y'all niggas hit Cali, nigga, tap in with the King Pill, nigga. Yeah, I'ma get you what you need, nigga. Yeah, hit him in his brain, make his eyes bleed, bitch. Northside Islands. Yeah, nigga, whenever y'all niggas hit Cali, nigga, tap in with the King Pill, nigga. Yeah, I'ma get you what you need, nigga. Yeah, hit him in his brain, make his eyes bleed, bitch. Northside Islands.